Hey guys, what's up? It's Blaine Allison again. Today, gonna make another video. This one today is going to be about a Chevy truck that I had traded for. This is a pretty cool sight here. It's got a big block Chevy of some sorts. We will run the numbers on it. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we'll pull the spark plugs out. So what I like to do is I go ahead, I'll pull all the plugs, go ahead and put a few squirts of marble mystery oil in each hole, and then we will go ahead and turn it over by hand, and then we'll go ahead and make sure the timing is correct. Another nice thing about this, it has an HEI distributor. So what makes that nice is that wire right there. We can go ahead and hook a hot wire up to it. I'm gonna go ahead and make a wire with a switch in it so I can manually turn the ignition on and off. First, what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the wires off of the starter. It's down in there. We'll pull the wires off the starter and get everything thinned out to where I've only got one power cable going to the solenoid itself, and then there's the small terminal on the solenoid where that gets power, closes the solenoid, and engages the starter. So that's about it. Pretty quick, pretty simple. I've got the other camera running right now, so it's doing time lapse. We'll go ahead and work on getting the plugs pulled, get the holes oiled up, and go from there. Got all of the spark plugs pulled. I got marble mystery oil, at least 5 or 6 squirts into each cylinder. I wasn't able to grab the belt and just turn it over by hand, but I was able to get a screwdriver and get underneath, and I was able to just easily turn over the motor using the flywheel and the screwdriver prying against the bell housing, just doing one tooth at a time. Made sure it spun the entire way over, went an entire turn. I've got the battery cable taken off of the starter. I've got the wires going to the solenoid taken off. Now I'm going to go ahead and run me a cable down to the starter. So I'll go ahead and get that put on. We have got a ground cable going to the engine block. Here's our positive cable. This positive cable is going right here. Not sure if you can see that too well. Just right onto the large lug on the starter solenoid. And then I've got another wire coming off of that small lug. Whenever we give that 12 volts of power, it should turn over the starter. We're going to go ahead and try it right now. Kind of step off here to the side. There we go. Like I said, all we're doing is we're giving it 12 volts. And what that does, it closes contact in the solenoid and then sends, and the starter engages. Now we'll go ahead and run to the store. We'll grab some spark plugs. So here is what we have done so far. Plugs, picked up some new plugs. They were $2.09 a piece, just the cheapest that AutoZone had. Got the wires, got new plugs in it, got the wires put back on. And then this side got the wires put back on. And then over there got the one wire replace that we had pulled the connector off of. So now what we have done is we've got our squirt can filled with gasoline. We emptied the Marvel Mystery Oil out of it. We've got it filled with gasoline, and now we're ready to go ahead and put a few squirts into the carb. And I've got an ignition switch here rigged up, and that's going right into the HEI distributor. So we can turn it on and off, and that should be it. We should be ready to go. We'll go ahead and I haven't touched the timing or anything on this machine. We'll just see what happens, I guess. Okay guys, let's give this a try again. We'll go ahead and try to give it, maybe I wasn't giving it enough gas. We'll go ahead and try to get it going, see what we can do. I went ahead and I took off the fuel inlet into the carburetor. Took off the fuel inlet into the carburetor, and we made sure we filled the carburetor all the way up. And man, I tell you what, she fired right up. We'll go ahead and do that again. We'll make sure the carburetor's full. There it is. All right. And I'm sure this is all the smoke that just happens from the, this is from all of our Marvel Mystery Oil that we had squirted in the cylinders earlier. The way that it fired right up. Once it had enough fuel, I'm guessing the compression's pretty decent on it. So we'll go ahead and grab the numbers off the motor and get it for sale online. Let me know what you guys think. Post it in the comments. We'll go ahead and do a quick overview on all this again. All we did today is took a truck that I was told was running when it was parked 8 years ago. Guy said he blew up the transmission in it, wouldn't go. They parked it, and that was it. He said it needs a new transmission. I traded him and drug this thing out of a field. I thought it had a Dana 60. It has a big hub Dana 44. So it kind of fooled me until we got it out of the weeds. That was the whole reason why I traded for it. But to get it running, put a battery in it, pulled all the wiring off of it. So all we have is a ground going to the block, positive cable going straight to the large post on the starter solenoid. And then we've got this wire going to the small stud, the solenoid on the starter. And then with this motor having HEI, we just went ahead and ran a single hot wire, that's our ignition switch, over to the HEI. And that was it. That's all we did. Pretty straightforward. Let me know what you guys think.